One of the most subtle yet powerful effects of ultra-processed foods, UPFs, is their ability to disrupt the body's natural sense of satiety, the internal system that tells us when to stop eating. While hunger is the drive to eat, satiety is the mechanism that signals satisfaction. In a world dominated by UPFs, this system is constantly under siege. These industrially engineered products, designed for palatability, convenience, and mass appeal, interfere with the biological feedback loops that evolved to regulate food intake. The result is a food environment that encourages overconsumption not through compulsion, but by gradually dulling the signals that would normally keep appetite in check. At the heart of this disruption is the composition and structure of UPFs. Unlike whole foods, which are rich in fiber, water, and nutrients, ultra-processed products are typically calorie-dense and low in bulk. They are engineered to be eaten quickly and easily, with soft textures that require minimal chewing and offer little resistance. This lack of physical complexity means they pass through the mouth and stomach much faster, reducing the mechanical and hormonal cues that usually signal satiety. The act of chewing itself stimulates signals to the brain that a meal is underway. When that chewing is minimal, as with a soft muffin or milkshake, the brain receives weaker signals and may delay the decision to stop eating. Equally important is the taste profile of UPFs. They are crafted to maximize reward, perfectly salted, sweetened, and flavored to keep people coming back for more. These foods engage the brain's reward centers, especially the dopamine system, in ways that mimic addictive substances. The stronger the reward signal, the harder it becomes for satiety signals to interrupt. This explains why people often continue eating chips or cookies long after fullness would normally set in. The pleasure response overrides the physiological stop cues. Furthermore, UPFs alter the hormonal conversation between the gut and the brain. Satiety is not just a feeling, it's the product of a cascade of signals from hormones like leptin, GLP-1, PYY, and CCK that tell the brain food has been ingested and digested. Whole foods, particularly those high in fiber and protein, are effective at triggering these hormones. In contrast, refined carbohydrates and fats, when consumed without structural complexity or accompanying nutrients, are less effective at stimulating this hormonal feedback. Over time, habitual consumption of UPFs may even desensitize the body's satiety pathways, leading to a state where more food is needed to achieve the same sense of satisfaction. There's also the issue of energy density. UPFs pack a large number of calories into small volumes. A few bites can contain more energy than a whole plate of vegetables and grains. Because the stomach stretch receptors play a role in fullness, foods that fail to fill the stomach physically can lead to undersignaling, even if energy intake is excessive. People feel like they've barely eaten when in fact they've already consumed far more than needed. This mismatch between volume and calories is a key reason why UPFs are associated with higher total energy intake. But while these effects are concerning, they're not irreversible. Understanding how UPFs hijack appetite signals empowers individuals to make more informed choices. Choosing foods that naturally promote satiety, those rich in fiber, protein, and water, can help restore balance. Eating slowly, focusing on whole textures, and minimizing distractions during meals all enhance the brain's ability to register fullness. Meals based on whole or minimally processed foods tend to require more chewing, digest more slowly, and produce stronger satiety hormone responses, helping to curb intake naturally. This also reframes the conversation around overeating. When people find themselves eating more than they intend or feeling unsatisfied after a meal, the cause isn't always psychological or emotional. Often, it's physiological, a direct consequence of how the food was designed. Recognizing that many UPFs are built to override internal controls shifts the focus from willpower to food quality. On a broader scale, this understanding supports smarter policy and innovation. Reformulating processed foods to include more fiber, improving satiety labeling, regulating hyperpalatable additives, and reducing the marketing of high-reward foods, especially to children, are all avenues for public health improvement. Satiety shouldn't be a privilege reserved for those with time and resources to cook whole foods from scratch. It should be the norm built into the food system. Ultimately, restoring the body's natural appetite regulation means returning to foods that work with, not against, our biology. When satiety signals are supported through thoughtful food choices and a more supportive environment, eating becomes more intuitive again. People stop when they're satisfied, not when the bag is empty, and health becomes a byproduct of harmony, not struggle.